Councillor Harkirat Singh is joining me here. Aj election day hai gaya and to see second term bas khare hain. Okay, last day. Few, maybe in about an hour or so, polls bas band hon chalya, pata lag juga if to see successfully jeet ke seat. So to see sanu bata sakte hain. How are you feeling right now?
बहुत बढ़िया महसूस हो रहा ਆਪਾਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਡੋਰ ਨਾਕਿੰਗ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਟਸ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸਾਥ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਉਹਨੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਤੇ ਯੂ نو we're overwhelmed so ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਰਿਸਪਾਂਸ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਤੇ just feel blessed
मैं हुने टाइम नोट करनी सी सो बस about 6 minutes left है बस polls बंद होने चल रहे हैं कुछ पता नहीं हज़े how's the polls join but लगता है that good chances I guess I want to see door knocking करनी सी campaigning करनी सी लोगों ना गल करनी सी 4 years हो गया what are people telling you in terms of how they feel about your work at City Hall?
Yeah, so overall ਵਧੀਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਮੈਂਟਸ ਮਿਲੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਪਰਫਾਰਮੈਂਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਮੈਂ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਲੜਾਈ ਝਗੜਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਕਾਉਂਸਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਂ ਦੂਰ ਹੀ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਫੋਕਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਪਾਲਿਸੀ ਤੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟਸ ਤੇ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਦੂਜੇ ਹਸਪਤਾਲ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੋਵੇ ਐਮਰਜੈਂਸੀ ਰੂਮ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਐਮਰਜੈਂਸੀ ਰੂਮ ਲਈ ਬਹੁਤ ਐਡਵੋਕੇਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਟ੍ਰਾਂਜ਼ਿਟ ਫੈਸਿਲਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਾਰਡਸ ਨੌ ਤੇ 10 ਵਿੱਚ ਆਈ ਉਹਦਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ ਰੋਲ ਸੀਗਾ ਸੋ ਉਹਨੇ ਅਪਰੀਸ਼ੀਏਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਫੋਕਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟਸ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਮੁੱਦੇ ਆ ਪਾਲਿਸੀਜ਼ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪੋਲਿਟਿਕਸ ਆਫ ਪੋਲਿਟਿਕਸ ਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਤੋਂ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਦੂਰ ਰਿਹਾ
No, that's actually I'm glad to see bring up Gita see because as he both Sonia the City Hall, especially Brampton Beach, both councillors sare units in Beach see right divided say and look and they see is one of the biggest controversies. So let's say when Nami City Council elect hoge, let's see if Patrick Brown Pop is out as mayor. How do you envision that City Councillor can be united?
So ਹੁਣ ਬੇਸਿਕਲੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਵੋਟਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੱਥ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਾਉਂਸਲਰ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਭੇਜਣਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮੇਅਰ ਨੂੰ ਭੇਜਣਾ ਸਾਡੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ ਇਹ ਆ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰੀਏ ਆਪਾਂ ਫੋਕਸ ਰਹੀਏ 4 ਸਾਲ ਬਸ ਲੰਘ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਛੇਤੀ ਐਂਡ ਸੋ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਫੋਕਸ ਰਹੂੰਗਾ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਟੈਕਸ ਪੇਅਰਸ ਦੇ ਕੰਸਰਨਸ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮੁੱਦੇ ਆ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰੋਗੇ
when ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ elect ਹੋਏ ਸੀ sometimes ਲੋਕ ਥੋੜੇ easy ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ because ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ you know ਨਵਾਂ ਆ he's learning right now if you are successfully re-elected people are going to have I think higher expectations of you right ਉਹ ਸੋਚੋਗੇ ਹੁਣ 4 years ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਫਿਰ ਮੌਕਾ ਦਿਓਗੇ we expect even more to be delivered right ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਸੀ the university ਬਹੁਤ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲੋਕ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ that university like ਹੁਣ ਚੱਲਿਆ ਉਹ cancelled ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ right again healthcare ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਸਾਲ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ let's see if ਕੁਛ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ but जैसे लोग चाहते सी that ਹੋਰ beds मिले ਹੋਰ facilities मिले ਉਹ has deliver नहीं होया right and then obviously ਇੱਥੇ life Brampton ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਹਿੰਗਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ right so ਜਿੰਨੇ ਲੋਕ watch ਕਰਦੇ ਆ especially ਜਿੰਨੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਨਵੇਂ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ international students ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਆ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਉਂ Brampton ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਾਂ right so ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਤਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ that if you're re-elected how are you going to make sure life is affordable and good for people
ਸੋ ਸਾਡੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹ ਇਸ਼ੂਸ 'ਤੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰੀਏ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਟਸ ਨੂੰ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟਲੀ ਅਫੈਕਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਮਿਲੇ ਆ ਇਸ ਟਰਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਰ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਉਹ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟਸ ਹੀ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਸਾਡੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਟਰਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟਸ ਆਪਾਂ ਡਿਲੀਵਰ ਕਰੀਏ ਆਪਾਂ ਔਨ ਬਜਟ ਡਿਲੀਵਰ ਕਰੀਏ ਤੇ ਔਨ ਟਾਈਮ ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਡੀਕਲ ਸਕੂਲ ਆਉਣਾ ਆ 2025 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਉਹਨੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਐਂਟਰ ਹੋਣ ਲੱਪਣੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਸਾਡੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ ਬਣਦੀ ਹੈ ਮੇਕ ਸ਼ੋਰ ਕਿ 3 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਈਏ ਉਹ ਖੋਲੀਏ ਮੈਡ ਸਕੂਲ ਇਨ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟਸ ਉਹ ਦਾਖਲ ਹੋਣ ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵਿਜ਼ਨ ਆਪਾਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਇਸ ਪਿਛਲੀ ਟਰਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇੰਪਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਇਸ ਟਰਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਾਲੇ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟਸ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਲੋੜ ਆ ਫੋਕਸ ਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਡਾ ਕੁਈਨ ਸਟਰੀਟ BRT ਆ ਹਾਈਵੇ 7 ਤੇ ਸਾਡੀ LRT ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਆ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਹਾਲੇ ਤੇ ਰਿਵਰ ਵਾਕ ਪਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਕੈਂਪੇਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟਸ ਹੈ ਹੁਣ ਇਸ ਟਰਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਣਾ ਆ ਆਪਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਅਗਲੀ ਟਰਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਟਸ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਹਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਣਾ ਉਹ ਆਪਾਂ ਹਸਪਤਾਲ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਆ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦਿਖਾਓ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਟਰਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹ ਡਿਲੀਵਰ ਕਰਨੇ ਆ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟਸ
Councillor Singh, I know ਅਸੀਂ ਬਸ again 2 minutes left before polls ਬੰਦ ਹੋ ਗਏ so very soon here on Sanjha TV ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੂਗਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫਿਰ ਆਓਗੇ City Hall ਵਿੱਚ along with Mayor Patrick Brown but I want to ask you you know ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ audience members ਹੈਗੇ ਆ that either ਖੁਦ ਇੱਥੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ Brampton ਵਿੱਚ or maybe watch ਕਰਦੇ India ਵਿੱਚ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਆ maybe Canada ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਣਾ ਹੈ Brampton ਵਿੱਚ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਆ that ਇੱਥੇ ਘਰ ਬਣਾਉਣਾ ਹੈ but ਅਸੀਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਸਾਰੇ international international students ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਨਵੇਂ ਲੋਕ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਫੀਲ ਕਰਦੇ that ਇੱਥੇ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਐਂਡ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਸਟਿਲ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਾਊਥ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਵਾਲੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਉਹ ਸੋ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਰਹਿਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸੋ ਨੰਬਰ 1 ਇਸ਼ੂ ਰਾਈਟ ਨਾਓ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨਾਲ is for the newcomers for the students ਕੀ ਫਿਊਚਰ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੋ ਰਾਈਟ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ ਦਾ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਬਟ ਅਫੋਰਡੇਬਿਲਿਟੀ ਬਿਗ ਇਸ਼ੂ ਰਾਈਟ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਹੋਗਾ ਘਰਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਲੋਕ ਬੈੱਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੈਂਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਰਾਈਟ ਸਮ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟਸ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਕਾਲਜ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਾਲਜ ਦਾ ਐਡਮਿਸ਼ਨ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਰਾਈਟ ਹੋਰ ਪੈਸੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਉਹਨੇ ਲਿਫਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ how many hours ਉਹ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ but still ਜਿੰਨੇ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟਸ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ even at minimum wage full time still afford ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਵਿੱਚ so counselor I have to ask you ਜਿੰਨੇ ਸਾਰੇ community members ਇੱਥੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ how are you going to help sure that they can afford to live in Brampton?
Listen, ਆਪਾਂ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਇੰਟਰਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਐਡਵੋਕੇਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਰਹਾਂਗੇ ਸਿਟੀ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡੀ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਦੀ ਫੰਡਿੰਗ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਉਹ ਰੀਜਨ ਅਪੀਲ ਤੋਂ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਸਰਵਿਸਿਜ਼ ਡਿਲੀਵਰਡ ਜਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਏਜੰਸੀਆਂ ਆ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਐਂਡ ਫੈਡਰਲ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਉਹ ਹੈਗੀ ਹਾਊਸਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਨੂੰ ਹੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੇ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਣੇ ਹਾਊਸਿੰਗ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਫੋਰਡੇਬਿਲਿਟੀ ਵਧੂਗੀ ਓਕੇ ਸੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਰਲ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਇੰਟਰਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਦਾ ਮੁੱਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਡੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਅਫੈਕਟ ਕਰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਆਪ ਵੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਫੈਸਰ ਆ ਮੈਂ 500 ਨਿਆਣੇ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਇੰਟਰਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਨੂੰ ਆਪ ਖੁਦ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਇਆ ਆ ਸੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮੁੱਦੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਆ ਪਰ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦਾ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਿਊਨਿਸਪਲ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਤੇ ਫੈਡਰਲ ਇਹ ਇਸ਼ੂ ਨੂੰ ਰੈਕਗਨਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ 3 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਸ਼ੇਰਡਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਹੋਇਆ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਵਾਅਦੇ ਵੀ ਕੀਤੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁਣ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਵੀ ਫਿਨਿਸ਼ ਆ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹ ਵਾਅਦੇ ਕੀਤੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਇੰਟਰਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਪੂਰੇ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ
Well, counselor, like the 8 o'clock ho gaya, so polls band ho gaya. So, of course, to see ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ Sanjha TV ਸਾਡੇ viewers ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਸਿੱਖਦੇ ਆ maybe very soon ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗ ਜੂਗਾ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ maybe counting ਵੀ maybe time ਲੱਗੂਗਾ but we will make sure we get you back on here and get your opinion once we get the election results. So thank you so much. Good best of luck to you tonight, okay?
Patrick Brown is the mayor who can unite the community. The only mayor candidate who can unite the community, all community together. That's why the majority of the community like him, Patrick Brown. That's we voted for him. We are sure he will win.
Well, he did win. We just got declared he's won now. So there you go. I wanted to ask you, as the president of the Residents Association, number 1 issue facing the residents.
Right now, we are facing the community issue like criminal, like the other criminal activities and like what you call those kind of crime. Crime is the main issue. We are sure Patrick Brown going to address the issue and we will solve the issues.
Okay, so I've been hearing that a lot, that crime, both the bada issue. I've been hearing that crime is the biggest issue, affordability is the biggest issue, healthcare. So when Patrick goes back to the office, he's got a lot of issues he's going to have to tackle with. So I got to ask you, the residents, voter turnout, getting that vote out, what was your role in making sure that people, because it's Diwali, how did you make sure that the residents came out and voted?
See, all the residents have this vision. When the election comes, they already decided Patrick should win because a lot of false campaign and everything going against him. But he is sure, and all the community is sure he will win because we don't need divisions in the community. We need to unite the community. So this Diwali, I think all the people show the message. We are united for Brampton. We want one Brampton, one community.
Of course, very, very true. We need to make sure Brampton is united. So thank you so much for chatting with us. I'm going to let you celebrate Patrick's victory. And Hanji asite again at the victory party for Mayor Patrick Brown. That's right. ਅਸੀਂ ਫੇਰ ਦਿਖਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ Patrick Brown ਸਾਡਾ mayor of the Brampton Bridge. ਹੁਣ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹਜੇ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ final votes ਕਿੰਨੇ ਆਇਆ. We'll find out ਜਿੰਨੇ final total ਹੋਗਾ. But as you can see, ਬਹੁਤ ਇੱਥੇ ਲੋਕ ਆਇਆ. It's getting busier actually. ਜੈਸੇ ਹੁਣ news ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ that Patrick ਨੇ win ਕੀਤਾ ਆ. And ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ Patrick actually ਇਸ building ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ. ਹਜੇ ਇਸ room ਵਿੱਚ ਆਏ ਨੇ. ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ family ਨਾਲ ਥੋੜਾ time spend ਕਰੂਗਾ and probably make sure ਕਰੂਗਾ that ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ when ਤੁਸੀਂ mayor ਆ ਉਹ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਆ but ਮੈਂ expect ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ that ਬਹੁਤ ਜਲਦੀ ਇੱਥੇ Patrick Brown ਪਹੁੰਚੇਗਾ victory party and ਅਸੀਂ ਦਿਖਾਓਗੇ Sanjha TV ਦੇ Patrick Brown and ਕੈਸੇ ਉਹ feel ਕਰਦਾ ਆ second term ਵਾਸਤੇ so ਮੈਂ ਕੈਮਰਾ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਥੋੜਾ room ਵੀ ਦਿਖਾ ਦਿਓ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਲੋਕ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਏ ਆ ਹੁਣ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ ਸਾਰਾ banquet hall ਆ ਕਾਫੀ ਲੋਕ ਦੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਏ ਆ Patrick ਨੂੰ congratulate ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ right ਹੁਣ ਸਾਨੂੰ already ਪਤਾ ਸੀ advanced polls ਵਿੱਚ that Patrick the lead ਸੀ ਹੁਣ Patrick the biggest competition ਸੀ Nikki Kaur ਪਹਿਲੇ city of Brampton ਦੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੀ ਸੀ and ਉਹ try ਕਰਦੀ ਸੀ to come back into City Hall ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀ that perhaps ਜਿੰਨੇ ਉਹ Patrick Brown the controversy ਸੀ that ਉਹ address ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਸਕਦੀ ਸੀ but ਜੈਸੇ votes ਨੇ ਹੁਣ out ਹੋਇਆ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ effect ਹੋਇਆ and most ਲੋਕ ਖੁਸ਼ ਸੀ ਪੈਟਰਿਕ ਬਰਾਊਨ ਦੇ performance ਨਾਲ that ਉਹਨੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ vote ਪਾਈ ਆ so I want to keep showing ਜਿੰਨੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਤੇ ਲੋਕ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਸਾਰੇ smile ਕਰਦੇ ਆ everybody's having a good time ਕਾਫੀ familiar faces ਵੀ ਦਿਸਦੇ ਆ right but ਹਜੇ ਪੈਟਰਿਕ ਦਾ ਅਸੀਂ wait ਕਰਦੇ ਆ but if ਅਸੀਂ ਥੋੜਾ room ਦਿਖਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ so ਥੋੜਾ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਇੱਥੇ atmosphere कैसे है right ਇੱਥੇ ਤਾਲੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਇੱਥੇ ਲੋਕ ਬਹੁਤ happy everybody's waiting for Patrick Brown hello so let me see if ਅਸੀਂ some ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਥੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ Patrick Brown ਨੇ Patrick Brown ਨੇ win ਕੀਤਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੇ victory party ਦੇ ਆਏ ਆ ਬਤਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਉਂ support ਕਰਦੇ ਆ Patrick Brown ਨੂੰ
Patrick Brown ਨੂੰ ਹੀ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਜੀ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਡੇ 1 ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਆਫਿਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਆਇਆ Patrick Brown ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਬੰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਵਾ so let's see like what he's going to do like in next 4 years so hoping like to get like some change in the Brampton yeah
So ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਤਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ already ਔਰ ਇੱਕ first term ਹੈਗਾ ਸੀ right 4 years ਹੈਗੇ ਸੀ ਜੋ ਨੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਆ what was the most that you're happy with and what are maybe is an area that ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ Patrick address ਕਰੇ ਹੁਣ when second term ਵਿੱਚ ਆਊਗਾ
basically like ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ like ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ leadership ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਸੀਗੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ right so Patrick is a good leader right so he's doing good like everything is good so he's taking care of the budget and all stuff ਬਾਕੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ competitors ਸੀਗੇ like I think like it's not that really they were not like competitive right so ਜਿੱਤ ਗਿਆ ਬਹੁਤ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ he is a good guy like ਆਫਿਸ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਬੰਦਾ ਵਧੀਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਵਾ that's it ਆਜੋ
ਮੈਂ ਪਤਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀ you know that's what Mr. ਨੇ say that ਇੱਥੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਲੋਕ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ that Patrick is really personable ਬਹੁਤ people know personable that Patrick ਬਹੁਤ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨਾਲ easy to get along with right he's really accessible ਜਿੰਨੇ ਉਹ community ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਹੁਣ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ Brampton is really
it's true like Patrick if you want like I can show you his number on my phone so ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਨੰਬਰ ਹੈਗਾ ਵਾ like so ਉਹਦੇ ਕੋਈ ਦੋ ਰਾਵਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਬੰਦਾ ਵਧੀਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਵਾ ਉਹਨੇ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਡਿਜ਼ਰਵ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਚੁਣਿਆ ਹੈਗਾ like ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿਣ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਡੇਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦਾ ਸਿਆਣਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਵਾ ਔਰ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ like ਮੈਂ ਆਪਦੀ ਵੋਟ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਨੂੰ ਪਾਉਣੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ they use their right and he won and we are happy and we are here to celebrate
of course
right
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਫਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਏ ਸੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੇ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਓਨਰ Brampton
ਮੇਰਾ ਲਖੀਨਾ ਮਾਰਗੇਜਸ ਨਾਮ ਤੋਂ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਹੈਗਾ ਜੀ so we asked him to just come over there and we supported him so Harkirat and him so it was there like so ਬੜਾ ਵਧੀਆ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਬੰਦਾ ਖੁਸ਼ ਤੇ ਲਾ ਜੀ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਜੱਫੀ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਵਾ so ਔਰ ਕੰਮ ਲਈ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੋੜ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਇੰਨੀ ਬਟ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਵਾ ਕਿ ਲਾਈਕ ਜਿਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੰਮ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਆ ਬੰਦਾ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਔਰ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਵਾ ਬੜੇ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਵਾ
I'm glad to see ਇੱਕ point make up ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ that whoever ਲੋਕਾਂ ਵੋਟ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ they want to make sure that when ਉਹ ਫੋਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਔਰ ਆਫਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ help ਮਿਲ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ right ਹੁਣ there's a lot of great people out there that could be mayor but number one thing I think that ਸਾਡੀ community ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ is when ਕੋਈ problem ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ let's say ਕੋਈ visa ਦਾ problem ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ crime the issue ਹੈਗੀ ਆ somebody wants more funding jobs the youth whatever the issue when ਉਹ phone ਕਰਦੇ ਆ office ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ response ਮਿਲ ਸਕਦਾ right
visa ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਲੈਣਾ ਦੇਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਪੈਟਰਿਕ ਨਾਲ but like the only thing is like that yes definitely ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਕਿ ਆਪਣੇ community ਦੇ ਲਈ ਸਾਡੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਬੇਸਿਕ ਜੌਬ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ like to maintain that the ਆਜੋ ਬੇਸਿਕਲੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਲਾਈਕ ਸਾਡੇ ਕ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਬੜੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ carjacks and all so ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਵਾ ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੁਝ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਸੜਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੁਝ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ and then parks ਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਵਾ so like these are the jobs like right so they can like they can benefit to the common man like common people right so ਉਹੀ issue ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ like ਵੀ common man ignored ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਦੋਂ accessibility ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ but Patrick ਨੇ ਆਪਦੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਬੜਾ establish ਕੀਤਾ ਉਹਨੇ ਆਪਦੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ like yes I'm available yes that's what it is like see the response man like so it's really good I'm really happy like so he won
ਮੈਂ notice ਕੀਤਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਆਪਣੇ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਇਆ so that's actually really interesting too that both ਸਾਡੀ community Patrick ਨੂੰ support ਕਰਦੇ ਆ
oh yeah why not like it's nothing about like the race or anything like right so which race you are right so like so it's about like who can perform, right? So for me, like, so I'm an educated person, like I have an MBA degree and all like stuff, right? So what I'm thinking is like, so if somebody can perform, he should stay there. If somebody is like unable, kick them out. I don't want like anybody to like just spoil the future of the Brampton. But like I'm thinking like the Patrick has done look really good in the past. That's how like the people have given the response, right? They came out to vote, especially at the municipal level, like coming out like to vote. Oh, you know that, right? So it's I don't say like I don't have to say that.
Of course.
Yeah.
And कितना अच्छा लगता है आज Diwali है, so happy Diwali to you, sir.
Happy Diwali to you too, like yeah. Happy Diwali to everybody, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And as ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀ Diwali ਵੀ ਮੰਨਦੇ ਹਨ ਤੇ obviously celebrate ਕਰਦੇ ਆ Patrick Brown ਨੇ win ਕੀਤਾ second term as mayor of Brampton. So ਸਾਡੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੇ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਆ in Brampton ਇੱਕ victory party ਦੇ ਹਜੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦਿਸਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ Patrick ਆਇਆ ਆ, but I'm sure we're gonna see Patrick really soon. Let's continue showing you some of the coverage here at the victory party. So ਹੋਰ ਵੀ busy ਹੋ ਗਿਆ room, ਕਾਫੀ different community members ਆਏ ਆ, so both long-term supporters ਵੀ ਦਿਸਦੇ ਆ. And let's keep continuing on here. So hello, hi Preeti, how are you? I'm live here on Sanjha TV. I just wanted to ask you, Patrick Brown, why ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ support ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੇ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ victory party ਦੇ?
To be honest, मैं वैसे ब्रैम्पटन च रहंदी नहीं, पर मैं पैट्रिक ਨੂੰ support बहुत ਕੀਤੀ from the day one. और इस करके क्योंकि पैट्रिक he is the man what he commit and he deliver. ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਇੱਥੇ 4 ਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਅਚੀਵਮੈਂਟਸ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਸੀਗੀਆਂ, everybody from the Bramptonians they were looking for Patrick Brown to re-elect again. ਪਰ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਸਵੇਰ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ 7:50 ਤੱਕ ਫੀਲਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਵੋਟਾਂ ਕਢਾਉਣੀਆਂ.
Oh wow, so ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ. ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਕੈਂਪੇਨਿੰਗ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ, you know campaigning easy ਨਹੀਂ, ਬਹੁਤ hard ਹੈ. So what did you learn strategy wise? How do you make sure people vote?
Let me tell you ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਜਿੰਨੋਂ ਵੀ day one ਤੋਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹਦੇ opponent ਸੀਗੇ, ਉਹ ਆਪਣੀ ਕੈਂਪੇਨ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਮੀਡੀਆ 'ਚ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਸੀ, ਜਦੋਂ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਦੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਪਲੇਟਫਾਰਮ ਬਾਰੇ ਤਾਂ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ. ਉਹ ਇੱਕੋ ਗੱਲ ਤੇ ਅਟਕਦੇ ਸੀ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਨੈਗੇਟਿਵਿਟੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ. ਪੈਟਰਿਕ ਤੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਨੈਗੇਟਿਵਿਟੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ, ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ. ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਅਪੋਨੈਂਟ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਨੈਗੇਟਿਵਿਟੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਪਰ ਪੈਟਰਿਕ ਨੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਦੇਖਿਆ, ਉਹ ਅੱਗੇ ਹੀ ਵੱਧਦਾ ਗਿਆ. ਉਹਦੇ ਤੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੁਝ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਵੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਮੂੰਹ ਕਿਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਖੋਲਿਆ ਕਿ ਵੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ 4 ਸਾਲਾਂ 'ਚ ਕੀ ਕੀਤਾ, ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ 4 ਸਾਲਾਂ 'ਚ ਕੀ ਕਰਾਂਗਾ.
Now it was a big competition though. Jinne said a mayor bus they see bowl competition, also city councillors bus they coffee competition and Missonasi in some areas 13-18 people khade see seat bus they hone sanu pata Patrick Brown has won his seat. Jinne said city councillors has pata lag juga which ones are returning and which ones have been elected for the first time. Hone you know tusi bhi politics which involved aaj theek hai Patrick celebrate karuga jeet, but you know tomorrow time to get back to work, right? So if you could give him some advice, how does he make sure that he maintains the confidence of the community? What would be your advice?
ਮੇਰੀ ਐਡਵਾਈਸ ਪੈਟਰਿਕ ਨੂੰ, ਵੈਸੇ ਤਾਂ ਪੈਟਰਿਕ ਹੀ ਇਜ਼ ਵੈਰੀ ਮਚ ਐਕਸਪੀਰੀਅੰਸ. ਉਹਨੇ ਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਪੋਲੀਟਿਕਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿਟੀ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ. ਹੀ ਵਾਜ਼ ਅ ਕਾਉਂਸਲਰ ਫਰਸਟ, then he was a MP, then he was a MP ran for the provincial leadership and the federal. So Patrick is a well experienced. I think कि मेरा कोई ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇੰਨਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ, ਪਰ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਪੈਟਰਿਕ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਸਭ ਦੀ ਸਲਾਹ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਹੈ. He is a good listener. He is a very good listener and he is very active. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਹਰੇਕ ਦਾ ਪਹਿਚਾਣ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕਿਹਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੇ ਮਿਲਣਾ. ਉਹਨੇ ਇਸ ਵਕਤ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਛੱਡਿਆ. ਉਹਨੇ ਕੋਈ ਐਸੀ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਨਹੀਂ, ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਆਪ ਪਤਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਪੈਟਰਿਕ ਬਰਾਊਨ ਦੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਹੈ, 20 ਇਵੈਂਟ, 24 25 ਇਵੈਂਟਸ ਕਰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ. ਸੋ ਐਨਰਜੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਇੰਨੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਐਨਰਜੀ ਸੀ, ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਆਈ? honestly he's blessed, God bless him. ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਮੀਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਪੈਟਰਿਕ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦਾ ਰਹੇਗਾ.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much chatting with us. Enjoy the victory party. Thank you. We're live here on Sanjha TV. Now, I know you've been working with Patrick for many years, and I got to ask you, now he's won. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really, excited, relieved. I'm just glad it's over. It's been a long campaign, especially long for him. He's been, since March running for federal and then just jumped into the municipal. And, it's he's had some challenges, but he works hard. That guy, I've never seen anyone work harder than him. He, throughout the pandemic, was out there when others weren't. He was out there meeting people, trying to fix the situation, fix Brampton, and you know, this guy throughout his 4 years in office, you know, he doesn't rest. You know, he makes sure he's home for dinner with his family, but around the clock from morning till night, this guy is a hard worker. Nobody works harder for Brampton. And, you know, if anyone thinks he's you know, doesn't put in his all, I can assure you, like, if you saw his calendar, it is the most ridiculous calendar on the face of the earth. And this guy works hard, and I'm so happy that the people of Brampton supported him, and you know, the numbers came through, and you know, we're just really excited. We're really excited.
Let me tell you, I've covered Patrick for many, many years, all the way from, I think, his MPP days. And you know, it's so interesting about Patrick because he's one of the very few people I know that has so much experience. I always tell Patrick, he was born to be in politics, right? Like, for so long he's been able to be in politics and all different levels. And I think when you have that unique experience, it really helps, I think, Patrick work with all the different levels of government too.
I'm gonna tell you, people come to the mayor with so many issues, so many problems, and he somehow is able to find a way to navigate and figure out how to resolve those issues, how to come up with a solution. And it's because he's got the municipal, the provincial, the federal experience that helps him. You know, he just has so much experience that he's able to fix so many problems in such short time and resolve issues. And that's what people want. People want a mayor who can resolve issues and make the city work for them. Make it a place where they can feel like this is my city and I can do what I need to do in this city, whether it's work, whether it's an organization, whether it's play, recreation, family. He is the best thing that we have.
I know you've been supporting him for so many years. I know you worked on his campaign, and that's why when I saw you, I was like, you're the best woman to speak to tonight because you know Patrick personally. And I wanted to ask you, you know, as somebody who's worked on his campaign and obviously a person who's a community leader, Patrick was one of the very few people that actually stood up against the hijab issue in Quebec, especially when he was running for the Conservative leadership. He was very much saying that he wanted to make the party an inclusive party. Of course, unfortunately, he wasn't able to fully contest, but I always say that was a Brampton's win, right? Because he was able to come back and seek re-election. Now, do you think that issue of being inclusive, making sure everyone feels like there's a place for them, not only in Canada, but in Brampton, what role are you seeing that play for him?
You know, Patrick Mayor Brown is someone who just believes in fairness for everyone. And, you know, when the niqab ban came into place and, you know, he stood up. He doesn't care about what's politically correct. He does what's actually correct. And that's why he had no qualms about supporting, you know, the bill, you know, going against the Bill 21 and Islamophobia and, you know, just stepping up for people. You know, religious freedoms is always, you know, something that he believes in, and, you know, just fairness for all. And I think those are things that actually unite people and really helped him to win too. You know, how can a community, you know, not support someone that supported their cause? How can any community, and I'm not just saying one community, he has been there for many communities, and that's what people remember. People remember, you know, what their leader stands up for and how they step up and support their community, and that has helped him.
Yes, I always say, Patrick, the number one thing I hear from people is they always feel like he's their friend and he's approachable. And I think as two women that have known him for many, many years, I think we can say that.
I'm going to tell you, probably half the city has his phone number and makes calls to him, texts him at all hours of the day and night. Like, he is so accessible. I don't know anyone who's more accessible than him.
The amount of people that have told me they have his cell phone here is astonishing, so I believe it.
It's true, it's true, it's crazy. I don't know why, but he doesn't change his number, and, you know, he wants to be accessible, and that's the kind of mayor we need.
Now we're waiting for Patrick. I hear he's in the building, but I'm guessing he's taking some time to kind of just take it all in, right? The man has been campaigning hard, but as someone who knows him so well, I gotta ask you, do you think going into the, does like Patrick feel ever like, yes, I've got it for sure? Or is there like moments even up to maybe up until 8 o'clock where he was feeling nervous to be like, I hope people come out and support me?
You know what? Like I said, he runs like he's losing, and he doesn't take anything for granted. He takes nothing for granted, and he works hard. That's just how he is. He always works hard. He's got everyone and everyone. There are people here from like other cities and people who have come from other cities to support the Brampton mayor. So they know he works hard, and they work hard too. I work hard. I know this guy is working harder than me, and so how can you not work hard for someone who works so hard for, people? It's like you want to bend over backwards for this person, and I know so many people in this room would bend over backwards for Patrick Brown. So I'm just happy that we're all celebrating today.
Absolutely. Okay, so like I said, ਅਸੀਂ ਤੇ ਹੈਗੇ at the victory party for Mayor Patrick Brown. It's good to be able to keep saying that, Mayor Patrick Brown. So ਅਸੀਂ wait ਕਰਦੇ ਆ that Patrick it's room ਵਿੱਚ ਆਏ, ਬਹੁਤ supporters ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, as ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੁਣ ਵੀ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ. Already people are partying, having a good time. We're just waiting for Patrick. So thank you so much for chatting with us. I hope you enjoy your celebrations. And of course, ਅਸੀਂ live on air ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਇੱਥੇ Sanjha TV ਵਿੱਚ. ਬਹੁਤ ਇੱਥੇ ਲੋਕ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ. They're walking everywhere around me. They both beat but everyone is so happy and excited that Patrick the jit hoya. Actually, let's show the camera over there. Let's see what's happening over there. ਅਸੀਂ ਦਿਖਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਥੋੜਾ celebration ਉੱਥੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ. Let's see. ਲੱਗਦਾ ਥੋੜੇ ਫੋਟੋਆਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ, ਕਾਫੀ ਲੋਕ hug ਕਰਦੇ each other ਨਾਲ. And just it looks like celebration ਇੱਥੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ. Wow. I hope Patrick Sanu join ka sakta hai soon because lots of people are partying. Oh, hi everybody. We are live here on Sanjha TV. Live. Would you like to come? Come on in. Come on in. We're live now. He's volunteered you. What's your name?
Hadia.
Hadia. Okay, so I got to ask you, why are you supporting Patrick Brown here tonight?
To be honest, because my brother took me here. And I don't
brother?
That's my brother. And but the thing is, he seems like a really strong candidate. He's actually really nice. He helps the community. And I know he's going to continue helping us out. So, and for equality as well, right? So we love you, Patrick Brown.
There we go. Okay, so you made this a family occasion. Brother, come over here. What's your name?
Assad.
Okay, so you brought your sister here.
Absolutely.
Why is it so important for you to come vote for not only Patrick Brown, to come here and celebrate with him?
I'll be honest with you. You can go by my size. I go to the same restaurant over and again when I love it. I've been a Brampton resident for 19 years. I never had the best experience that I did with Patrick Brown, and we deserve that he should be another one again, and that's what it is. So it's encore. Yeah. That's all I have to say.
Do you find that you and your siblings are very politically involved?
Siblings, I wouldn't say, because she's too much into education, but I myself, I am. Yeah.
And that's something that's interesting, because I think some people were thinking maybe the voter turnout might be low, right? And it sometimes is, on different levels of a government for the elections.
Right.
Not always the biggest turnout. So it's nice to see a resident like you who's young, who's involved. Now, you're the future of Brampton, right? So we want to make sure that you continue living here, that you work here, you play here. So what can Patrick and City Hall, the City Council do for the next 4 years to make sure that you feel really happy about your vote?
Well, let's be honest, safety is number one. I think safety is number one, but I wouldn't blame him. We all got to play a part. One man cannot make a change. We got to be a team, and as long as you guys are all part of it, we can all do it. But I would definitely say safety is number one at the moment. Yeah, at the moment.
Safety, okay. What about for you as a young person living here in Brampton? What are some challenges that you're facing?
I'll be honest with you. If I had to think about a personal challenge, oh God, that's a tough one because you put me under the bus.
Well, you're living here, so tell us what it's like for our viewers who are across Canada right now. also ਅਸੀਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੇ ਹਾਂ?
Brampton itself, house pricing, 100%. If you ask the residential, the living expense and the living standard, it's a little unrealistic, but I would say that's a major, not just me, but for most of us, 100%.
Okay. And of course, today is Diwali, and did you feel like maybe Diwali would hinder the South Asian vote, or do you feel like all your friends and neighbors and family are making sure they vote today?
100%. And my sister, in fact, I pre-voted. My sister went in today, she had to stand in line, so everybody's there.
Okay.
That's right.
You had to stand in line today. Okay, come back. How long was the lineup? Tell me about the voting experience.
It was 20 minutes long, but for me, because like I was at the library and I went very last minute, but I thought it probably might settle down by then, but it was still really packed. There were many people there, and I had to actually wait outside, and there was no parking, so I had to go park like outside on the road to just come inside and like vote.
Okay, so 20-minute wait, but you were determined to make sure. Did you see anyone get turned away or somebody or even give up after waiting in line, or did everybody stick to the line and make sure they voted?
No, they stuck to the line actually. Yeah, no, they were very determined, and like I wasn't expecting that many people either because of COVID. You know, like people are very like resilient in going, but it was like they were determined. They didn't leave, and there was like a hockey team coming out as well from that like community center, and they like kind of stood by, like they were respectful about like people voting as well. So it was pretty good.
Okay, good. I'm so glad you waited in line and made sure you vote. You know, Patrick won by a big landslide, but every vote counts. We always say that. So thank you so much. I hope you get to celebrate with Patrick. Thank you so much. And I see they at the victory party for Patrick Brown. Of course, he is the Brampton mayor for a second time. So I see Hazivi wait kande Patrick the wait but say hello, how are you? Hello. I see live ya Sanjha TV de. I see loka na gal kande ha. How they feel about Patrick Brown this aajo? Just celebration karna chahunde I guess Patrick Nat. But as you heard, both loka ne wait kita line bitch, right? Some people first time ne vote paya. Some people make sure kita see that aaj Diwali and Hazivi make sure kita see that one utte jaage either advance polls which vote pana si or aaj ghar ke one vote paya Patrick baste, and kafi loka ne vote paya si because Patrick they win big landslide hega ya, has a final numbers on there, but lagda ya kafi lead si over his biggest competition who was Nikki Kaur. So let's see jinne the loka aya see sare na galbat try karoge, but most people celebrate kande ya. Of course Diwali bhi hegi hai, so log celebrate kande. Let's say if I see thode loka na gal kar sakte. Hello, come, how are you sir, how are you? First of all, happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali.
And what is your name?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Shafiq Raja, and we make a difference in Brampton. Alhamdulillah, all Muslim votes are coming here. Yes, they came out, and we work very hard. Sri Lankan people, our friends, Sardars, and all communities, they give us a vote, and we're proud of them. And again, we are 4 years for the mayor, and inshallah, we pray that he will be forever our mayor, forever.
Yeah.
The Patrick.
Can you tell us a little bit about getting that vote out, making sure, especially from the diverse communities, our South Asian communities, our Muslim communities, Sikh communities, Hindu communities, right? How did we make sure the outreach to make sure they voted today, and how did we know that they wanted to support Patrick Brown?
Yeah, so everybody they came out, but unfortunately today the Diwali is a bad day. But thanks all the Indian brothers and sisters that they came out after 6. They came out for vote and they give us a good vote. And at daytime our turnout this morning is slow, but later on we are and. Me and Patrick Brown and Nasir Shah and our friends Mia Nadeem, we all go almost all the Brampton, every door we knock this time.
You went door knocking with Patrick.
Every door we knock, and this is, I think, there's a history in Brampton that we reach out at every person. And Patrick Brown is the best guy, and we hope forever because last his mayorship is accessible, and now again he will be accessible, inshallah.
Okay, so let's actually talk about the door knocking experience. When you're talking to the residents at the doors, what was the response like at the door?
I'm very happy today because this is our favorite mayor, Patrick Brown. He's won almost, almost officially he's won. So, we did very hard work. Everybody did very hard work and they done very good job. And we had a very good teamwork. So always anybody if win, so always depend on teamwork. So I'm very lucky we had a very good team and we done very good job. So Patrick is a very nice guy, very honest and very hard worker. So you can say he's our favorite mayor. So first of all, I would like to ask thank you very much to anyone who did help for us. Thank you.
And at last, I just thanks all my Muslim community because they work very hard for us, and we make the day, and it's very good. And thanks for all Sikh community, thanks for all Hindus, and happy Diwali for everybody. And if you guys have and want to reach us, we are here. Anytime you can come in there, and we are there at Rail Hassan, at South Fletcher. Yeah, I am there. My name is Shafiq Raja. Anybody, anytime they can come, and we'll work for them.
Of course, and you know that's something that I noticed about Patrick Brown. He's really great about reaching out to the various communities. So many people I spoke on that campaign told me that he always makes you feel like he's friends with you. That you know you see him celebrating with the Hindu community, with the Muslim community, you know, with the Sikh community. Today's Diwali, and first thing I saw when I went onto his social media is Happy Diwali messages, right? So he makes sure not just with the South Asian community, but with all the communities, because jinne sare viewers hai gaya, Brampton is a very diverse city. They have both different communities represented hai gaya, all different backgrounds. Some namme honde hai, some long-time residents that they hai gaya. So Patrick makes sure that everybody feels like there's a place for them in Brampton. And now, as you can see, so many people have come out. It's a big, diverse crowd here as well. So many people are excited, and they're just waiting for Patrick.
Yes, and we are happy that all in the Brampton, all diversity people, all the communities came out, and they are with us. And in a hall, you can see everybody's here. And yeah, we are very happy because as I mentioned you, the day was bad because the Diwali is a totally celebration day for our Indian brothers and sisters. But they help us a lot. They give us a vote. Even they make the dresses nice and then go for vote. And we are very happy. Thank you very much.
Well, I hope you get to have a big celebration here tonight with Patrick.
Yes.
Congratulations to you and your team for helping Patrick. Enjoy your night, okay? Thank you so much for chatting with us. Okay, everybody, ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਵਿਕਟਰੀ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਮੇਅਰ ਪੈਟਰਿਕ ਬ੍ਰਾਊਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ now ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਬਹੁਤ ਲੋਕ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਇਆ this room every time I turn around ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਆ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ crowded ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਬਹੁਤ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚਿਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੁਣ ਪੋਲਸ ਬੰਦ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਰਿਜ਼ਲਟਸ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਲੋਕ ਘਰ ਸੀ ਵਾਚ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੁਣ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੇ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ big banquet hall ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੇ hello and of course ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਦੀਵਾਲੀ ਆ so ਬਹੁਤ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਥੋੜਾ ਦੀਵਾਲੀ ਥੋੜਾ celebrate ਕਰਕੇ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ maybe ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਚਲ ਗਏ ਸੀ maybe ਮੰਦਿਰ ਚਲ ਗਏ ਸੀ and ਹੁਣ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਆ Patrick Brown ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ wait ਕਰਦੇ ਆ Patrick Brown with his family ਇੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਲੋਕ ਇੱਥੇ door knocking ਕੀਤਾ ਆ phone calls ਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ Patrick ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਲੋਕ ਇੱਥੇ support ਕੀਤਾ Patrick ਵਾਸਤੇ and the results show it ਕਾਫੀ ਵੱਡੀ lead Patrick Brown ਨੇ win ਕੀਤਾ ਆ so let's continue to showcase ਜਿੰਨੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ let's see check out the party let's see I think ho sakta hai Patrick maybe ithe aaya hoga let's see has a stage khaliya but ho sakta he is making his way into the room I'm just going to let the camera show what is happening here at the party as you can see lots of different people are here hi I wanted to chat with all the Patrick Brown supporters because this room is so busy I know people are still coming in here Patrick won by a big landslide I don't see your sticker but I'm assuming you voted Patrick Brown.
Yes, it's been a great election. It's been a great campaign, and we have done a wonderful job. And I couldn't believe it was a great amount of volunteers, and it's a huge win for Patrick Brown.
Yeah.
I think it's a big comeback.
Comeback because you know he won with 44% of the vote in 2018, so that was a huge victory. We're gonna find out what the final numbers are this time around, but it seems like it's gonna be at least at par, right?
Yes. And I wish good luck for him for the rest of the career. And thanks for everybody who's supporting. And it's great to see you guys, everyone here.
Yes, thank you. Of course. I'm here at the victory party. Hello, sir. I recognize you. How are you? Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali. Happy Bandi Chor Devas.
Yes, thank you. Okay, sir. I know you have been very involved in the community. I see you at all the elections. I see you at a lot of the big rallies. Patrick Brown. Any surprise that he got the big lead ahead of his biggest competition?
No, I think, look, anybody that speaks from his mind and speaks from the heart, the community sees through people, right? So he's genuine, he's not perfect, but he's definitely trying his level best to build the community spirit, bring everybody together, and do the right thing from an economic development standpoint. I think the stuff that he has started 4 years ago, all the groundwork is now done. Brampton is now home to 4 incubators. We're ready to attract businesses from around the world. Brampton, if anybody in all of the candidates have any experience bringing businesses, being on trade missions, this is the guy.
I'm glad you actually brought that up because I wanted to actually ask you, you know, we're here in Brampton where the biggest issues we've been hearing from people is affordability, right? People are saying that they're having to commute far away, that it's, you know, they're not able to get a house. You know, you're hearing about jobs. People are worried about the future, right? We're in a recession. We're hearing all these things in the media constantly about the outlook. It can be quite unnerving. And now, you know, with city councillor coming back now, we're going to see which city councillors are coming back and who's going to be elected for the first time. But they're going to have not a very easy job because the next few years is going to really play a part for Brampton. We saw during COVID, right? This is an essential jobs city. Even during the pandemic, you know, we had workers that couldn't stay at home that really were struggling. And, you know, I know people were really happy with the response from City Council, but they want to make sure for the next 4 years that they're able to create a place for youth to continue to provide not just jobs, but high-paying jobs so they can afford it. So what's your advice? How does Patrick and his entire new City Council address those issues?
So 2 things. Inflation is a global phenomenon. It's not just specific to Brampton, and there's a number of aspects to it. There's demand side of inflation, and then there's supply side of the inflation. The supply side of the inflation is not really in the control of the city. It has a lot to do with how we work with provincial and federal governments in terms of making sure that the transition away from certain traditional trading partners to some of the new trading partners goes smoothly, and the businesses know about it and can operationalize it properly. When it comes to building houses and making life affordable, look, this is something city can control, and I think Patrick is a very pro-development kind of a mayor. So again, he's going to have to work with the province, he's going to have to work with other stakeholders in that aspect, but if anybody can get it done, again, I think this is the guy. So next 4 years are going to be tough, there's no question about it, especially right out of the gate. Next, I would say about a year is going to be tough, but I think given the grassroots work that we've already done in the previous 4 years, there's a lot of runway, and I think we can really get things going from here on.
I wanted to ask you, are you afraid of the recession? Are you worried about anything? How it's going to affect the city of Brampton?
No, I'm not afraid of the recession, and it's precisely because of the work that has been done over the last 4 years. Brampton always had fantastic legacy infrastructure. We have some of the best transit and logistic companies in the world. We have some of the best manufacturing brands in the world. What we needed, and we recognized that earlier on, was high-tech, ICT, healthcare, right? We've got now 4 incubators. That's exactly what I was referring to. So we have built the infrastructure to complement our traditional legacy infrastructures, and I think next 4 years we just bring it home, create jobs, get things going.
Get things going. I like that. Thank you so much for chatting with us. Enjoy your victory with Patrick Brown. And of course, Mete Hegian Victory Party, Brampton Mayor Patrick Brown Baste. Lots more coverage coming up right after this.
So I know Patrick Brown since his last tenure. He was visiting to my factory. I have factory in Brampton. So he was visiting, and I saw that he's working very hard for Brampton, and he did his good job. And now he deserved for the second term. And again, congratulations to him for his re-election as a mayor. Thank you.
आप हिंदी में भी बोल सकते हैं. Talk to me a little bit about Patrick Brown. When did you become friends with him, and why do you support him for so many years?
Hello everyone, this is Abhishek Damar. I am President Hana. I would like to congratulate Mr. Patrick Brown. We started meeting Patrick Brown when he started coming to the community. He was always with the community, standing with us. This is Haryanvi Association of North America, and Patrick has always been a support to us. We love Patrick, and he has won it. Great.
Yeah. I was at the Diwali function with you where Patrick came. Now, he made sure it was campaigning, very, very busy man, but he made sure he came down, he meet and greet with everybody. He came on stage, he gave away prizes, and he was talking about how important it was for him to support you. So talk about that. When you have a mayor that comes out to your events, advocates, that supports you as an organization, as business people in Brampton. How does that feel for you?
Yeah. Patrick Brown, he's a very humble man. He's available to everybody, especially to the community. For us, like I would say for Hana, he's always standing in the time of the elections. So much crucial time was going on, everything was running here and there, but he gave us so big time, standing with us, giving up the gifts to the kids and the families, encouraging us, always being standing with us. He's a man, he's a gem. He's a very blessed gem for Brampton. He's going to make the Brampton look shine like something.
I gotta tell you, everybody loves Patrick Brown here. So many people love him like family. So it's really, really a nice feeling to have that. And we're just waiting for Patrick to come here and celebrate with all of you. I'm gonna grab him as well. Come on over here. Come on. We're live on TV. Thank you, gentlemen. I want to get a voice of the youth. Now we've been speaking, right? We've been having people that are of all different ages, all different backgrounds. Some people at the Namayaya, some look at the many years. You are a young professional. I know I met you. You've got your own business. So I wanted to ask you, getting involved in politics, making sure you vote. Youth typically, they don't really come out and vote, right? So why was it so important for you to get involved?
Yeah, so it's important for the youth of the city or the Canadian government for the youth to come out and vote. Why? Because we're the future of this nation, and we need strong leaders to run this country. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, so tell me, is this your first time voting?
This is my first municipal vote.
First time municipal. How was the voting experience for you?
Voting experience was great. Smooth process. Results are out, in half an hour. So really good experience. Yeah.
Now, talk to me a little bit about there was a lot of competition here, right? A lot of people running for mayor, a lot of people running for city council. What did you do to do your research to come to your final decision on who was going to get your vote?
Yeah, there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of shade being thrown around on social media, which was very apparent. So you have to eliminate all of that and do your own research and come to your own conclusion, So that's what I did, and that's what I encourage everybody to do. Eliminate the noise and come to your own conclusion.
Yeah. So let's actually talk about eliminating the noise. When you're thinking the next 4 years as a young professional here, the next 4 years are going to be crucial for you, right? This is where you're really going to develop your career. What were maybe the main platform issues or the main promises that were made that really connected with you in particular?
With Patrick Brown, he's a great leader. He's a great community involver. So that really struck out to me, especially. He also said he's going to lower the property tax, which is also a good thing. So if people are willing to invest in Brampton, which is very much needed, it'll help Brampton community grow,
Okay, very good. Well, I hope you enjoy your first time voting in a municipal election. So thank you so much for chatting with us. And lots more coming up right here from the Victory Party. Hello. All right, we are live on air, Sanjha TV. Main hagiyan thodi host Amintilo here at the Victory Party for Mayor Patrick Brown. Of course, we're chatting with all the supporters here. Still waiting for Patrick to come here to celebrate with all of us, but let's chat with some of their supporters. So, sir, first of all, how long have you known Patrick for?
I've known him for about 5 years now.
5 years, and how long have you known him?
Close to 5 years.
So both of the 5 years. So that means the first time when he ran for election 4 years ago, he had 44% of the vote, right? Huge victory for him. And then, 4 years, a lot of ups and downs, right? No one could have predicted that Patrick would have to be the mayor of one of the most, populated, most diverse cities during a pandemic. And a lot of people have told me that they really appreciated how Patrick was really able to be vocal with information, really support, especially the healthcare workers, right? The hospital was overwhelmed. So, what role did the pandemic response play in your support for Patrick this time around?
Patrick was fighting for the people. He wanted to keep us safe, but at the same time, he was in favor of loosening some of the restrictions, opening it up in conjunction with his health team. So that was good for us. No one wanted to be locked up for a very long period of time. Businesses were suffering. So Patrick always wanted to do the right thing. Once people were getting vaccinated, opening up the vaccine clinics in Brampton, he did a great job with that. And I think he helped Brampton's economy continue going.
Why do you think it is that during the pandemic in particular, a lot of people were saying that Brampton felt overlooked? That's something that I hear at every election. They always feel like Brampton gets overlooked. So as someone that is connected to Brampton, what can Patrick do to make sure that not just from a city aspect, but provincially and federally, that Brampton gets the resources that it needs?
So, you know, Patrick himself being a long-time resident of Brampton, he's going to fight for the city. And, you know, like, as you know, a new hospital coming, medical university coming. So that's Patrick's vision, to always look out for the people of Brampton.
So do you feel like in terms of fighting for Brampton, Patrick's got it in him to make sure that he can get those resources?
Patrick's totally got it in him. You know, he's had some trouble from the province earlier. You know, he's made amends, and, you know, the university was actually cancelled. And Patrick fought and said, no, we need this here. And what a wonder. Like, you know, we all have kids. My kids had to go to university out of town. It would have been so nice if they could have been right in Brampton. You know, save me some money too.
Yeah. Now I got to ask you, as kids, as a father with kids that are, you know, here in Brampton, I always hear from people that they want to make sure that the youth stay here, right? Because Brampton, we hear a lot of people have to go far away for work, right? Maybe they have to go downtown Toronto. Maybe they're going to Kitchener, right? It's a long commute. Then we hear about, you know, just opportunities for the youth, right? So as a parent yourself, what feedback are you getting from your children, and, you know, in terms of their future? Are there concerns that they have, they've told you, and what are your concerns for them?
So my sons are both into IT, and as you know, a lot of the jobs for IT are down south, right? But with Patrick and the innovation that he has in bringing these companies here, the amount of Amazon warehouses and depots that we have in Brampton, with all the university coming, like I said, so it's going to be better for my sons to keep them closer to the family and not losing them to the United States. So we need people like Brampton, Patrick and Brampton, to, you know, we need to keep our people here. We all want our family and our kids close. I mean, if both my sons go, you know, that might cause me to get up and go also, right? And I don't want to leave Brampton.
Exactly. Okay, let's. You've been very patient here. Come on over here. I wanted to ask you, you know, how long have you been in Brampton for? How long have you been living here?
I've been in Brampton since the last 12 years, and I've seen Brampton grow immensely. Yeah. And with Patrick Brown around, we both are from the cricket community. We have seen him do so much for sports, for cricket in specifically, too much. Yeah. So we are here to support him, and we look forward for the next term that he do more well for the cricket.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, the number one thing I hear from everybody is Brampton has a big population. A lot of people are living here, and people complain that Brampton is not getting the resources, right? We always hear this, that, like I was mentioning to you, infrastructure, getting jobs, the university. Number one thing, the hospital, right? We look at a city like Hamilton, which is a little bit smaller than Brampton, and they have 4 emergency rooms, right? So they have 1 mental health hospital, they have 1 children's hospital. So people wonder, why is Brampton never getting enough resources? They're not even saying more resources, they're saying enough to address the issues. We heard during the pandemic, people couldn't even go to Brampton's hospital. They were going to Orangeville, they were going to these small communities, and people were saying that's not fair. So as residents here, as people that have families here, you know, are you feeling hopeful that in the next 4 years, Patrick and whoever gets elected to city council can get the job done?
Yep. So what I feel is, even in the last 4 years, even during the pandemic, immigration numbers did not stop. But with construction and all other things, we were limited, we were restricted to our resources, right? So I think when the pandemic is over now and the world is finally moving on, so I think in this term, we hope and we know that Patrick will do better, and the hospital and what all resources that maybe he promised in the last term, maybe he'll do it properly this time and it will be all fine.
Now, both of you decided to make Brampton home. What about the newcomers? What about everybody that's still coming in here? Because we know there's a backlog in immigration, but now slowly the government is going through that backlog. They already committed to having, like, you know, almost like 500,000 immigrants through in the next few years. A lot of them are going to come to Brampton. So what about, let's say, the next few years, as these new immigrants are coming, international students are coming, what can the city do to make sure that people still choose to make their home in Brampton? Any concerns there?
So, of course, housing, affordable housing. You know, I feel for these students. They come here from foreign countries. You know, currency exchange is very hard for them. You know, you hear parents selling their farms to send their kids here, and then the cost, the rental. Like, you know, when you're paying $1,000 for half a room, it's very, very expensive. So we need to create some more affordable housing. especially for the students, because they're going to be our future. They're going to come here. They're going to be the doctors and the nurses. You know, we have shortages in the healthcare field. We're like lacking nurses. Look at the long waits at the emergency ward. So we need these students to come here and make them feel comfortable. You know, I know some family that went to England. They felt Canada was too expensive for them to come to be an international student, so they chose to go to England. We don't want that happening. We want growth. We want our businesses to prosper. So, you know, bringing more people in is going to do that for us. We have lots of space in Brampton. Come on in.
Yeah. Thank you so much for chatting with us. Enjoy the victory party. Let's continue checking out the stage.
So I think in case you missed that, so right now, as the votes are coming in, we've got 60% of the county votes so far, with polls still outstanding. Guys, I think we need a bigger round of applause for that. I think, Kimberly, this election seriously shed a lot of light on things that are important to Brampton. And talking about running a positive campaign is very important.
Absolutely. You know, the mayor ran on this track record, talk about promises made, promises kept. Everything from free transit for seniors to getting funding for a new hospital, long-term expanded recreation. I mean, this goes on and on. And of course, we can look for a greater 4 years to come.
No, Brampton, I think we heard you guys loud and clear. I think we spoke loud and clear that that one hospital was just not enough for Brampton. We needed a mayor. Come on, guys, big round of applause. We needed a mayor who was going to champion our cause to ensure that Brampton got the funding for that second hospital, which Patrick Brown did.
Absolutely. Brampton getting their fair share, and of course putting Brampton back on track. That was the slogan that we ran with in 2018, and we're well on track right now on account of the work of the mayor.
Absolutely, absolutely. And not to mention COVID. Talk about a pandemic which was unprecedented. And to have a great mayor like Patrick Brown at the helm, being live on national television, giving updates on what Brampton was facing and really pushing for Brampton to get vaccines. And did you know, Kimberly, we were not even on the list, the top list of cities to receive vaccines if it wasn't for our mayor.
Absolutely, absolutely. Again, talking about just getting Brampton their fair share. We have a mayor that's hardworking, no doubt, and will do whatever it takes to get the great people of Brampton what they deserve, their fair share.
Absolutely. And let's not forget public safety. I know we've discussed this personally, but we know that it is so important to ensure that our city is safe. And to have a great mayor who was supported by the Police Association because of his vision on how to make this city safer.
Absolutely, absolutely. We've seen the mayor step up countless of times when there's been travesty in our city, just that we have backhanded. That's just first class and bar none. Exactly what the city of Brampton needed.
And you know, we face challenges as a city. We looked at ensuring that we, as Brampton, had the right leadership in mind. So ladies and gentlemen, the reigning champ, without further ado, the mayor, the next mayor of Brampton, Mayor Patrick Brown!
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, what? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, what a big victory tonight. Thank you, Brampton. And of course, happy Diwali and Bandi Chor Divas to all those celebrating this evening in our city. Now, Genevieve, very special night for us to see such beautiful support across the city. And I have to say, this is a win against the politics of negativity, of mudslinging. We ran a positive campaign. We refused to engage in the ugly side of politics and focused on what we've achieved for Brampton over the last 4 years and what we hope to achieve in the next 4. And I'm proud to say we stood up for Brampton over the last 4 years. We fought for Brampton over the last 4 years. When we weren't getting proper funding for healthcare, we declared a healthcare emergency and forced the conversation and convinced the government that Brampton does need a second hospital, and construction's going to start in the next year. We've got a med school coming to Brampton too, first in 100 years in the GTA. Whether it's new recreation, the 2 new facilities, field hockey, cricket. Any cricket fans here tonight? A healthy city is one that's active, and that's what we're determined to build. I look at the expansion in transit that we're proud to have fought for, expansions in GO Train. We actually had a press conference on a moving GO Train 4 years ago when they curtailed GO Train service, and we got it back, and now it's even being expanded. Brampton is a beautiful city. It's such an honor to fight for the city. And I'm proud to say that we were the only big city in the country that froze property taxes and at the same time brought in free transit for seniors. I see some of our first responders here tonight in the crowd, to the firefighters, to the paramedics, to the police who stood by us. I just want to say thank you. Incredible. Individuals who run towards danger when everyone else runs away. There's a debt of gratitude we have for our first responders. One thing I wanted to say tonight is a lot of people sometimes will point the finger at Brampton. And I think there is talent, resiliency, and greatness in our city that we should be proud of. I want us to hold our head high. During the pandemic, you had people pointing to Brampton, saying we had higher positivity rates. We had higher positivity rates during COVID-19 because we have the most essential workers of any big city in this country, and it was our truck drivers, our logistics sector, our food processing plants that kept Canada's supply chain together. And if anything, we should be saying, thank you, Brampton. Thank you, Brampton. Thank you, Shafik. I had the New York Times call my office a few weeks ago. Maybe it was actually 2 months ago now. And they said, what's in the water in Brampton? And I said, well, it's clean, good water. And they said, no. Why does one city have half the soccer players going to the World Cup in Qatar? There is talent. There is talent in our city that we should be proud of. And it's not just soccer. The Tyler Seguins who won the Stanley Cup, the Sean Monahans, the cricket stars, the field hockey stars. There's an extraordinary talent in our city that we should be proud of. The Alessa Caras, the Rupi Kaurs. I'm proud to be a Bramptonian, and I want all of you to be proud to be Bramptonians. You look at the $5 bill and the Canada arm, or the robotics on the International Space Station. They're being built on a facility that's being designed right now, Financial Drive. So in the movies they say, hello Houston, pretty soon they're going to start saying, hello Brampton. 700 rocket science jobs. Any other city would dream of an investment like that. And we're going to keep on fighting for Brampton. We're going to keep on sticking up for this city. We live in the downtown with our children, Savannah and Theodore, and we want them to grow up in a city that can achieve its potential. And we're going to work day in and day out to move Brampton forward. And there's so many people that I could thank tonight, and I don't want to single anyone out, but I just want to say to all of you, thank you. Thank you. My approach to Brampton is we're a mosaic of cultures, of faiths, of people. And part of the beauty of Brampton is that I meet every week, someone who's come to the city with nothing but the shirt on their back and achieved extraordinary success. You look at Bikram from BBD, just donated $10 million to our hospital. And I asked him, such an extraordinary contribution, why did you step up and give so much to our hospital? And he said the success he's had is only possible in a city like Brampton and a country like Canada. How beautiful is that? And I think that's what's incredible about our city and our country. It doesn't matter who you love, where you're born, the color of your skin, what God you worship. Anything is possible in our city and our country if you're willing to work hard. That describes Brampton to the core. And if any aspect of our family is attacked, because we're a family in Brampton, whether there's an attack against the Sikh community, the Muslim community, the Hindu community, the Christian community, attacks against any of us is an attack against all of us. And it's why, And part of the beautiful thing of this election, of this big win tonight, is those that tried to attack different parts of our family. Hired political guns from other cities who thought they could run on a track record of hate and try to divide our community. It didn't work. You can't bring hate to Brampton. It's not welcome here. So, in closing, I just want to say how incredibly grateful we are to all of you tonight for supporting us on this journey. I see my mother's in the crowd, my father, my sisters. We're so fortunate to have a close-knit family. I've got a superstar as a wife, right? My rock, You know what I always say? I'm in charge of City Hall, but at home, this is the boss. Happy wife, happy life. So thank you, Genevieve. So thank you, Brampton. 4 more years. Let's move the city forward. Thank you so much.
Patrick, how does it feel? You're winning again.
It feels great. Massive mandate to continue to move the city forward. I want to thank Bramptonians. They bought into our positive campaign, our ambitious campaign for the city of Brampton, and I'm very humbled, and I can't wait to get back to work tomorrow.
Of course, and I know you've got your lovely wife here, a big supporter. Now I got to ask you, we've been talking to a lot of people from the South Asian community. As you know, Slavali, they made sure that either voted in the advance polls or they came out today. So what does that mean for you to know it's our New Year's and people believe so much in you that they made sure to vote for you today?
So, first of all, I should say the city of Brampton objected to the provincial selection of Diwali as election day. This is a very auspicious day for the Hindu and Sikh communities, but the fact that so many members of our community came out in large numbers, for me, I'm so thankful, and I'll do everything I can to fight for them.
Okay, one last question. Tomorrow, when you get back to work, we're just going to give you today to celebrate. Tomorrow, you're back at the office. First thing you're going to start working on?
Well, I think that the top priority right now is public safety. We need to get Chief Nish more resources. I want to work with the police to deal with some of the public safety challenges we've had in the GTA recently.
And I never get you. How are you feeling about your husband winning again?
I'm so proud of him. I couldn't be more proud, honestly. It's been a long year, so this is it's wonderful.
Ruby Dallas joined me, of course, former MP here in Brampton. Ruby, I know you've been supporting Patrick Brown today as his victory. How do you feel about his victory?
ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੇ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਲਿਸਟਰਸ ਨੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੱਖ ਲੱਖ ਵਧਾਈਆਂ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਦੀਵਾਲੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਬੰਦੀ ਛੋੜ ਦਿਵਸ ਵਾਸਤੇ and I think it is a great victory today. It's a great celebration and a great gift of Diwali that the residents of Brampton have once again re-elected Patrick Brown as mayor. They have chosen leadership, they have chosen experience, and they have chosen a mayor that's going to deliver results.
Ruby, ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ MP who see when Brampton has a ਥੋੜਾ ਛੋਟਾ city ਸੀ, right? It's grown so much. When, as we know, during the pandemic, Brampton went through a lot, right? It's an essential worker city, right? Especially, you know, both namme the on the international students we on there. We've been talking to many people here. We've been hearing number one issue crime. We've been hearing affordability, and both looks in Upadande that they don't know how the next generation is going to afford to live in Brampton, right? Especially jinne sare namme the log on there, jinne sare students on there, sare kande that they can't afford here, even though the working hours have been extended. They're telling us even at minimum wage full time, they don't know how they're going to afford it. So as somebody who used to work here, obviously the city has grown so much. What advice do you have for Patrick and City Council on how they can address these issues?
You know, before I supported Patrick, there were two very important issues, you know, to myself that I have been hearing about from many constituents in Brampton. Number one is the issue of public safety. We have to ensure that the streets of Brampton are safe for the families of Brampton. That includes parents, that includes young people and children. And Patrick has committed to hiring more police officers, to ensuring that there's more accessibility to 911, and that there's also more resources for mental health. And I think and I hope that Patrick will implement all of those promises to ensure that Brampton has the public safety. The next issue, Aman, jida tusi galbat ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ with affordable housing, ਇੱਥੇ ਘਰ ਕਾਫੀ ਮਹਿੰਗੇ ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਨੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ. And you know yourself, you also had a chance to participate as a candidate, and we have to ensure that the housing prices of Brampton are affordable. ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ Brampton ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਵੇਂ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੈਂਟ ਨੇ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਉੱਥੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਤੋਂ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ, and we have to try to all work together at all levels of government. Patrick has been always a strong voice for Brampton, and I hope ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪ੍ਰੀਮੀਅਰ ਨੇ Doug Ford ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਗੇ, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau ਨਾਲ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਗੇ, to make sure that we actually deliver on affordable housing, so that ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਵੇਂ ਲੋਕ ਹੀ ਆਉਣ ਲੱਗੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਨਾਲੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਨੇ ਨਵੇਂ ਲੋਕ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਨਵੀਂ ਜਨਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਆਪਣੀ, ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰ-ਬਾਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਲੈ ਸਕਣ ਤੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣਾ ਘਰ ਅਫੋਰਡ ਕਰ ਸਕਣ.
When a election finished, but of course we're going to have more elections. ਜਿੰਨੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਨਵੇਂ ਲੋਕ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ, I always tell people, ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ register ਹੋਣਾ vote ਪਾਉਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ as soon as possible, and make sure ਤੁਸੀਂ participate ਕਰਦੇ ਆ. So I know sometimes the voter turnout can be lower here in Brampton. What message do you have for people in making sure that they have their voice heard?
Well, in English, I always say that your vote is your voice, and Punjabi ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਾਂਗੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਵੋਟ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਇੱਕ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਹੈ. ਸੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮੁਸ਼ਕਲਾਂ ਨੇ, ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਤਕਲੀਫਾਂ ਨੇ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸੋਚ ਹੈ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਉਠਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਆਪਣੇ ਵੋਟ ਨਾਲ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਗੇ ਲਿਆ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਉਠਾਵੇ. ਐਂਡ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਇੰਗਲੈਂਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਨੇ ਹਿਸਟਰੀ ਕੈਂਪ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇੰਗਲੈਂਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ for the first time in the history of the UK, we elected the first Prime Minister of Indian origin, the first Prime Minister of color, and we elected the youngest Prime Minister. And ਉਹ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਿੱਤ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਵੋਟ ਪਾਈ ਹੈ. So your vote is your voice, and ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਵਿਕਟਰੀ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, you know, ਪੈਟਰਿਕ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਲੋਕ ਆਏ ਨੇ, ਬਹੁਤ ਇਕੱਠ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ, and I think because that's all of the people participating in democracy. And the one last thing I do want to say to all of the listeners, Aman, which is very important, ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਡੀ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ election ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ, let's ensure that we keep the election focused on the issues. ਅਸੀਂ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਇਸ election ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ, you know, personal attack ਕੀਤੇ ਨੇ, and ਮੈਂ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ 4 ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨਾਂ ਕਰ ਚੁੱਕੀ ਹਾਂ. Personal attacks are never important. Elections are about ideas, they're about policy, and they're about results. And ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ personal attack ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਦੀ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਜਿੱਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ. But when we fight on ideas, ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਾਣੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿ ਕੇ, ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਸੋਚ ਉੱਪਰ ਰੱਖੀਏ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਏਦਾਂ ਕਰੀਏ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆਉਂਦੀਆਂ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨਾਂ ਨੇ, let's ensure that we fight them on ideas, that we fight them on policy.
Thank you so much, Ruby. Speaking with us, great to see you, and happy Diwali to you and your family.
Thank you. And I also want to say congratulations, you know, to Aman and her mom especially. ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਆਪਣਾ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਨਾਮ ਰੋਸ਼ਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਕੌਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ, you know, ਨਾਮ ਰੋਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦਾ, ਸਾਰੇ ਕੌਮ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਰੋਸ਼ਨ ਹੁੰਦਾ. So congratulations, Aman, and all of your great success. And once again, ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਭੈਣ ਭਰਾ ਸੁਣ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਸਾਰੇ ਜਣਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੱਖ ਲੱਖ ਵਧਾਈਆਂ ਹੋਣ on Diwali. May you be blessed with light, with love, laughter and happiness. Thank you so much.
All right, this is coverage exclusively here on Sanjha TV from Patrick Brown's victory party. That's right. The city of Brampton has voted Patrick Brown back in as a mayor for the second term. Also, on a bull buddy lead na win kita ya. So big congratulations to Mayor Patrick Brown. As you can see behind me, Patrick continues to meet Jinnit supporters aya. So we will let him continue and join his celebrations. That's it from our coverage. Thank you so much. This is a new watch kita ya here on Sanjha TV. Main hegi thodi host Amin Dillon signing off.